Celebrate your Independence Day weekend with us on Wednesday, July 2nd for our Salute to Service Night match against the Charleston Battery. Featuring fireworks both on and off the field. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. So get your tickets today and help us pack Protective Stadium. League FC would like to extend a warm welcome to all Booster players and their families to tonight's match. Make sure to stop by the sales table in the North Plaza to pick up your exclusive t-shirt. The 2025 season is underway. You don't want to miss a moment. Stop by the ticket tables on the North Terrace and on the West Concourse to reserve your tickets for upcoming matches today. To pick up your exclusive season ticket member card for all access and special perks. Looking for a one-stop shop for all things Birmingham.
It may be their third game in 8 days, but Birmingham Legion come into tonight riding high after a victory at the Den Bank on Wednesday. Their challenge tonight, an Oakland Roots squad looking for new life under a new manager. They would love a victory on this cross-country trek. It's East Bay against the Deep South, and it starts from Birmingham, Alabama, right now. From a rain-soaked Birmingham, Alabama, finally some clear skies. And just in time for USL Championship soccer tonight from Protective Stadium, Birmingham Legion FC back at home, taking on a Western Conference foe tonight in Oakland, Roots SC. Up here in our press box at Protective Stadium, welcome into our coverage, everybody. Glad to have you with us. Alongside Morgan Copes, I'm Blake Gardner. And Morgan, for Birmingham, their third game in 8 days tonight, but they're coming off a huge victory just a few days ago in this building back on Wednesday.
They certainly are, and one of the keys to that game was to be a goldfish. They had to forget about the loss to Louisville last weekend. Tonight, they'll have to be a goldfish again. Forget about that win. Focus on tonight in Oakland if you want to go out and get 3 more points.
Speaking of Oakland, a team that's hungry for points in their own right, still looking for their own identity or the new identity under Benny Feilhaber, their new head coach. But there has been one constant on the left side, Wolfgang Prentice. He has been immense and meant a lot to this Oakland team.
He has, and they haven't had a lot of things to brag about so far this year. However, Wolfgang Prentice is their leading goal scorer in the league. He has 4 goals. He has an assist. You know, the shots that he's getting to take, he's making them count. And he's got the assist. He's created 7 chances for his teammates. So he'll be key tonight if Benny Feilhaber wants to get his first win and his first 3 points at Oakland.
Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion FC, the big goal, the big moment from Wednesday came off the bench from the rookie, Sebastian Tregarthen.
Yes, and he's been a bright spot for Legion FC as well. Mostly coming off the bench. His performances off the bench has been better. There, he scored against Tulsa in the Jägermeister Cup. Here you see the game winner against Sacramento in the 94th minute. A great ball in from Tyler Pasher, but he still left Sebastian Tregarthen with a lot to do on that finish. The ball wasn't on the ground, so he had to make sure he tucked that in the back of the goal, and he did just that. Gave Legion FC 3 points on the night.
We'll see if Tregarthen can make another big impact off the bench here tonight. When we return to the Magic City, we'll get a look at each side starting 11s plus the first 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion and Oakland Roots right after this.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Matayo.
And this is Elsa.
And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast.
No, a little, that's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Welcome back. His 7th USL Championship match of the season here tonight. He leads the way for our officials, and then of course on the touchlines there's Coach Fellhaber, just named head coach as recently as a few weeks ago after being on staff with Sporting Kansas City for the last 4 years, including 3 of those as the manager of SKC2. On the other side there is Mark Briggs, the head coach of Birmingham Legion FC, who's also taken over mid-year, coming off his first home win as manager of this outfit, trying to make sure it is a quality week here for Birmingham Legion FC. Again, their 3rd match in 8 days. They started this stretch with a tough loss at Louisville, but bounced back nicely on Wednesday against Sacramento Republic Morgan, now looking for another result against a Western Conference foe.
Yeah, and if you could have seen Mark Briggs' reaction to the goal that they scored, obviously Sacramento was a team he was most recently with. You could see the emotion come out of him. You could catch an adrenaline contact high just from watching him do that and celebrate that goal. So obviously meant a lot to him, meant a lot to get 3 points for this club. They have a great opportunity tonight to go and get three more points. It would be a great way to end the week.
We talked about it a touch off the top, but the weather certainly has been the story in the deep south. Birmingham has been just absolutely soaked over the past few days especially, but really it's been a trend most of this spring and summer. Today, no exception. Plenty of thunderstorms rolled through, but we're starting just a couple of minutes past our original start time. Credit to the crew here at Protective Stadium, and of course the turf surface helps a little bit as well. Hopefully all the rain and thunderstorms are gone at this point, and we can play 90 minutes unencumbered. 84 degrees, about as humid as it gets here in Birmingham, Alabama tonight. We are just about ready to rock. 4th overall meeting between Oakland and Birmingham. 2 teams trying to vault into the playoff places after slow starts to 2025. So an important matchup tonight, with points certainly up for grabs. It'll be Oakland to start things. So Jose Luis Sinistero waiting for the official. Oakland in black, Birmingham Legion in their Lady Electra gold, and we are off and running tonight. The Magic City, Birmingham Legion and Oakland Roots. And an early challenge from Edwin Lasso and an immediate yellow card some 10 seconds in. Lasso goes into the book almost straight from kickoff as Maury Donor is down and is going to need some medical attention.
Yeah, you could hear Donor yell from up here, so he probably took a little bit of a knock. Look, it was a tough tackle. Personally, I've never loved to see referees go and give a card so early in the game. He did step on the top of his foot, but, you know, yes, he was late, but we're 10 seconds into the game. The referee has now set the tone that anything that he sees could potentially be a yellow card. Donor obviously is up. He's fine, gets the cold spray. We'll continue on with this. We've all been stepped on as players. It hurts. It doesn't feel good. But it's also not something that when it happens, every time it happens, there should be a yellow card. And, I mean, 10 seconds into the game, I don't personally agree with that, but I'm also not the referee, so that doesn't matter.
Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. Something to keep an eye on. Edwin Lasso playing on a yellow here, almost straight from kickoff as Roof's clearance is pinged off a black shirt out of play. Goal kick coming for Birmingham Legion FC.
Yeah, and now it could potentially change the whole thing for the whole plan for Coach Briggs and Coach Avila for Birmingham, because now you've got a guy who's got to play almost 90 minutes, who's playing in a defensive-minded midfield role where he's supposed to be a tough tackling player. He's supposed to kind of be a little bit of an enforcer, and to get a card that early on, now he may have to pull out of tackles, which obviously changes the way he plays and the way the game can transpire.
Also back on the ball there as Birmingham won it for a moment. Patterson almost gave it away as Prentice was right on his back. Now Prentice does win it back here for the Roots. Working centrally with Tyler Gibson. The other side, here's Neville Hackshaw. 2 USL Championship veterans in Hackshaw and Gibson. Gibson, the 34-year-old from Knoxville, Tennessee, originally 170-plus USL Championship appearances coming into tonight. As that pass is picked by Spencer Turnbull, the Legion, and Roof clears it up the touchline. Both teams come into the night relatively healthy. Oakland, more everybody of it.
I like that switch from Oakland. Again, a lot of times changing the point of attack is a big way to unlock teams. That looked like it may have already been out, but goal kick nonetheless. Legion FC have possession. They've elected not to play short, which typically they do. So be interested to see if they've noticed something in their prep for this week. So something to pay attention to as we go forward.
Delicate touch there from Patterson, but Lasso's pass picked. Sent right back into the Birmingham technical area. It'll be a Legion throw. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion, they're almost fully healthy. No Ramiz Hamoda in the 18 tonight, and no Dawson McCartney. Those two defensive players remain out of action for the moment. This is about as healthy as Birmingham has been all season, with the addition of A.J. Patterson over the last week plus. Since Martinez gets to that down the line. Martinez looking to switch all the way to Trejo, who's got a long ways to run and isn't going to get there.
Yeah, I think Enzo Martinez had the right idea. He just overhit that pass. Again, we talked about changing the point of attack. When you can do that, a lot of times you can isolate attackers on wing backs or on wingers, and it's a great opportunity for you to create something for yourself and your teammates.
All the way back it goes. Matt Van Oekel, an easy collection here. The 38-year-old goalkeeper makes his 13th start of the year. Coming into the week was still top 5 in the league in saves with 30+, but a bit errant on his distribution there. It's out for an Oakland throw, and it gives us a chance to check in with the third member of our crew tonight for the very first time, Kennedy Baxter. What's going on, Kennedy?
Second game against Sacramento. We're glad to see them back tonight, and we're hoping that they'll come back stronger than ever. Coach Mark Briggs says that he hopes to see his team bring the same amount of energy as they did in the Sacramento game in order to secure another win tonight at home. Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Kennedy. Birmingham Legion. The thing that had been plaguing them the early part of this year had been the starts, right? Slow starts put Birmingham behind the 8 ball quite a bit the first few months of the year. It's probably been the most encouraging part about this stretch for Mark Briggs and company is the starts, even against Louisville. They had a lead on the road against Lou City. They played well pretty much from the jump against Sacramento last time out as Jake Roof shows off some nifty moves to get out of danger and back to the feet of his goalkeeper. The starts have been good here over the last week plus. We'll see if that continues tonight, knowing this is their third game in 8 days.
It is, and you know, the first 30 minutes of that Louisville game were great for Birmingham, right? They get the goal. They had an opportunity to go 2-0 a chance. It's almost, they were 2-1 down, and you know, he was just really upset with his team switching off, but came back against Sacramento, get a huge result, and now they've got another opportunity at home to go and get another 3 points. So it could be a great week for them to climb up the table a little bit.
Birmingham back in possession after that foul there. Damas able to keep it away. Gagi Margashvili. Free kick given. Now Birmingham conceded possession, but pass under hit a bit there. Spencer Turnbull almost got in the mix. Kai Green, acrobatic find to get Prentice on that left side. Gibson. Prentice in a tight space, able to maintain, but the pass back to him is picked. Kobe Hernandez-Foster has options. Danny Trejo is certainly one of them. Trejo waiting for a little bit of support in his own right. He's got some in a wide player in Mensah.
Yeah, interesting choice from Trejo. He's a guy that likes to have the ball in space, and he had the ball in space with an opportunity to run at defenders, but chose to kind of play a little slower and wait for Mensah. That surprises me a little bit. It's not typically what I would expect to see from him.
Martinez almost had it fall kindly for him.
But again, you know, I'm wondering if his slow start this year has kind of got his confidence a little down, and he's not willing to take on players immediately as much as he used to. It's just it's kind of a part of his game. So that decision kind of surprised me.
Throw coming here for Birmingham. 7.5 minutes gone, just getting underway. A.J. Patterson. Moses Mensah will get this back into play for the home side, and Morgan, it gives us a chance to look at our keys to the game tonight. Let's start first with Oakland Roots. How do they get a road result tonight?
You know, Coach Phil Halpert talked about, look, we need to focus on us. If we do the things that we know that we're good at and we know that we can do, we have a chance. And then when they do get an opportunity in front of goal, they have to take those chances and they have to put those in the back of the net. For Birmingham, they need the same energy that they had in the second half against Sacramento and in the first 30 minutes against Louisville. And then they need to finish their chances and be ruthless as well.
It's an outstanding run there from Damas to get on the end of that pass. He's trying to turn the corner and somehow kept it in play. His cross took a wicked deflection. Green has to clear it.
I don't know how he kept the ball in play and got around the defenders at the same time, but that was fantastic footwork from Ronaldo Damas.
Prentice under a heavy pressure, has to get rid of it. Can Kavita place it into touch for an Oakland throw. Morgan, so far, 9 minutes in, neither team has been shy about pressing the other.
No, they haven't, which could lead to an open game and a great watch for a neutral. When teams get stretched from front to back, like Legion FC is now, there's a lot of space in the middle, which provides better passing lanes, easier decision-making for players. Right now, Legion, well, Enzo Martinez gets a touch there. He gets lucky, but he had, you know, that pass could have cut 3 Legion FC defenders out immediately. And now Oakland would have had a chance to go, but that little touch allowed them to get possession and regain possession of the ball.
Already the second or third time tonight we've seen pressure from either side disrupt a passing lane. Birmingham now content to play with it. Jake Roof, the Alabama native, looking over the top. Turnbull made the run. Not a bad first-time play to Martinez. Hackshaw had to be emphatic with his clearance, and he was. Mensah went up in the air to win that. Martinez flicks it along. Turnbull, was he on? No, he wasn't. The flag comes up.
It's a good sequence from Legion FC, though. I like what they're doing. There was a lot of quick passes, a little bit of touch right there from Enzo Martinez. Just that right there. Turnbull was just offside. I like his decision to square that ball across to Damas. Damas is your goal scorer. Turnbull was your wing back. He's supposed to provide. He did just that. The only thing that didn't come off, obviously, was he was offside. And, McIntosh did a great job of coming out and collecting that.
So Kendall McIntosh gets to touch it with his hands for the first time tonight. The 31-year-old goalkeeper. Born in Oakland originally, but back playing in California for the first time since college. His college ball at Santa Clara, now in his first year here with the Roots, and coming off an outstanding performance against Colorado Springs that kept his team in that game for large chunks of the night. Jake Roof running out of real estate. Found Enzo Martinez. Hackshaw won it, but fell kindly for Lotso.
Yeah, he'll want that ball back, because if he gets that over Gagi on the right side, he can get that through, Green on the right side. He can get that to Trejo, and Trejo's in on goal.
Dom back to the feet. Nabil Hackshaw. Hackshaw, Kai Green, and Gagi Margreshvelishvili. Back 3 tonight for Oakland. Roof tried to play that off of Dom, and he did. Took just enough of a touch to win a Birmingham throw. So a throw coming here for the Legion. As Turnbull gets it back to the run of Enzo Martinez, and out the other side, Moses Mensah. Birmingham fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, be sure to follow at BHM Legion on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and download the Legion FC app today. That's at BHM Legion on social media, and the Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. Credit to everybody who was involved in getting this stadium ready. Just posted one out on social media. Not sure if this game was going to start on time. It basically did. Maybe a couple of minutes past the top of the hour, but pretty good considering the storms that rolled through here much of the afternoon. Trejo defeated Damas. Lasso. Moses Mensah back to the feet of Lasso as Birmingham recycle possession.
What a ball. That's such a fantastic ball. Turnbull doesn't control it. He should do much better there, but that's a great 60, 70-yard ball from Lazo on a dime to Turnbull at the drop of a hat. I mean, a fantastic ball from Lazo.
6th start in USL Championship play for Edwin Lasso as a member of Birmingham Legion. He played a big piece of the puzzle for FC Tulsa last year, but was not in the starting 11 to begin the year in Oklahoma. As Mensah goes right through to Damas, who's offside. The flag is up.
That's a great pass from Moses Mensah there. Damas does a great job of sliding in between the two center backs, or two of the center backs. Unfortunately, drifts offside just a little bit.
So by the narrowest of margins, Birmingham's number 9, Ronaldo Damas, off. Damas has been a danger. 6 goals already, plus 2 more in the Jägermeister Cup. And as Foster's flick doesn't come off as intended, Gibson couldn't quite get it to Prentice, who wanted a whistle. Referee not buying what he was selling. So Birmingham can rebuild from the back again. 14 minutes gone by. Shake Roof is looking for Damas again. Gagi on the run, ushered it back to Kendall McIntosh. Gagi, Mark Velishvili, the 28-year-old from the country of Georgia, now in his 2nd year here with the Roots. Making just his 2nd start of the year after he was a key component last year, made 26 starts for the Roots back in 2024. A new coach in town at Benny Feilhaber. Gagi started to see his name in the starting 11 here over the last couple of weeks. There's a whistle and a foul and a free kick conceded. Ali El-Masnawi went to ground. Oakland native, making his 3rd straight start tonight. Part of the 2-man midfield right now. El-Masnawi and Tyler Gibson. McIntosh distributes and gets it right back from the veteran midfielder. Quarter hour gone by. Glad to have you with us tonight. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes from Birmingham, Alabama Protective Stadium. Birmingham Legion playing their 2nd home game in the last 4 days. Coming off arguably their biggest result of the year. 1-0 victory in stoppage time against Sacramento Republic. That puts them on 13 points through their first 13 games. Oakland come into the Knights with just 11 points from their first 13. A -10 goal differential after a slow start to the season. Certainly slower than they anticipated. Good touch there from Trejo. Couldn't keep it away from Sinistera, but got the whistle. Oakland Roots started the season with their manager Gavin Glinton, but after a 3-win, 10-loss, 1-draw start across all competitions, parted ways with him. They brought in this guy, Benny Feilhaber, back on June 2nd. Now presides over his 3rd match as the head man in Oakland. Started with a 0-0 draw against El Paso, then a 1-0 loss last week against Colorado Springs. Not a bad idea there from Martinez, but a clean catch from McIntosh.
Yeah, too much air under that ball. Easy for McIntosh to come and collect it. Now he started an attack. Unfortunately, that ball for El-Masnawi is behind Wilson and unable to get him in behind Kavita in the back line for Birmingham. But you can see that when a cross gets claimed like a goalkeeper like that, he has a great opportunity to start an attack very quickly. You saw that from Oakland, so that's something Birmingham should take note of. You don't want the goalkeeper to claim things easily and be able to start attacks quickly, because it could really hurt you.
Oakland looking for some attacking firepower anywhere they can get it at this point. It's approaching 300 minutes since their last goal scored. Came in that 4-2 loss against North Carolina FC. Last goal scored in the league, I should say. They have scored in the USL Jägermeister Cup.
It's now been 357 minutes, 358 minutes since they've scored a goal in the league, I believe.
Also, the interception there. Trejo holds it up. Birmingham back on the ball here. Final Kavita anchoring the back 3 tonight for Birmingham, along with A.J. Patterson and Jake Roof. So Martinez thought about playing Spencer Turnbull through, thought better of it. Martinez all the way across the park, but behind its intended target. Moses Mensah out for an Oakland throw. Fancy USL on ESPN2 continues on June 25th as two teams on the rise battle it out on the field. Surging Indy 11 take on a Tampa Bay Rowdies team working hard to turn their season around. Wednesday, June 25th, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Pacific on ESPN2. Kai Green back to his goalkeeper. McIntosh under a bit of duress, has to send it away, but point perfect. It's Jurgen Damm. On the run, Peter Wilson. And a foot race right now with Fanuel Kavita. Kavita trying to hold him off and does so.
That's really, really great defending from Fanuel Kavita. He knows that Wilson has him for pace. You kind of see him peek over his shoulder. Make sure if you're a young defender, a lot of times you get paired up against players who are going to be faster than you, but you have to be able to use your body and use your wits and your mind in order to make sure that they're not able, one, to get around you, and two, get in on goal. And so Fanuel Kavita gives a picture-perfect display of how you should handle that as a center back, knowing that the player you're up against in Wilson tonight is faster than you.
Kavita, the longtime USL Championship veteran. Now in his 5th season here in Birmingham, the Rwandan international. As you saw on your screen, over 21,000 USL Championship regular season minutes Kavita has logged. He has been the anchor of this Birmingham defense for quite some time now. It's a veteran group back there tonight for the Legion once again as Trejo keeps it away from Donor. Splendid work from him on the spin. So far, fairly even start between these two teams tonight. Neither side has created big-time goal-scoring opportunity yet. We'll see if that changes here. Hernandez Foster on the run. Hernandez Foster just a little wide.
Yeah, Kobe makes a great run through midfield. It picks up that ball and just carries it with him. It shrugs off a defender, continues to go. Eventually gets on top of the box, you see, gets it on his preferred left foot and just tries to pick up that bottom corner. You wonder if McIntosh maybe had it covered. Here's a good look. Again, right there. You know, I don't know. That ball looked like it was past McIntosh. Had it been on target, it might have been a goal for Legion FC, but Oakland Roots so far keep another clean sheet.
Pretty good effort there from Kobe Hernandez Foster, the 22-year-old midfielder who scored a couple of times last year, created over 60 chances for the Legion a year ago. Lasso trying to hold off Prentice and did so.
There's another guy that uses his body very, very well. Prentice is nowhere near as big as Lasso is, but Lasso uses his size to his advantage to hold him off and then play the ball wide to his team.
Throw in here for the Legion as we approach the midway point of this opening 45. And as Foster's flick doesn't come off as intended. A throw for Oakland, almost that same spot. Birmingham fans, if you're looking to grab some of this season's Legion FC merch to wear the next home match at Protective Stadium, you can check out all the new gear now at bhmlegion.shop. Again, that's bhmlegion.shop to make sure you're outfitted and ready for the upcoming home matches here at Protective Stadium. Lovely flick there from Sinistera. Wilson is it off for Dom, but out of play. Peter Wilson is someone Oakland is hoping makes their mark on this game at some point. Nicholas Murray in his USL Championship newsletter earlier this week was pointing out how Wilson against Colorado Springs was held without a shot, without a chance for the first time this season, and he touched the ball exactly once in the 18 the entire night. For the Liberian international, you need him in dangerous goal-scoring chances. Sinistera thought he was held back. Referee thought otherwise. Van Oekel clears it away from trouble.
It's good work, good team defending from Legion FC. Sinistera thought he was fouled, thought he was pulled back, pulls up, puts his arms out. Trejo did a good job of tracking back there to help. I believe it was Patterson. But like you said, Sinistera having one touch in the box is not enough. He needs to get in the ball a lot more in the final third in order to have an impact on games.
Sinistera was off, but El Masnaoui was on. Masnawi, an opportunity that he pulls just a little wide.
I'll tell you what, we had a beautiful look of that. Perfect angle from the press box here. It was always going wide, but El Masnawi got every bit of that ball. And I like how he doesn't really, there's no nonsense from him here. He has the ball down, gets it on his preferred foot, and then just puts his laces through it. Has great technique. Matt Van Oekel has to be full stretch to potentially make that save. Fortunately for him, it was off target, but again, a warning sign for Legion FC to make sure that as that ball's pinging around in the midfield for Oakland, they're looking to get in a little bit more route one and get in behind you.
First Oakland shot of the night belongs to the Oakland native, Ali El Masnawi. Makes his third straight start tonight. Berkeley High School product. Played for Oakland's Project 510 side. Also made 6 USL Championship appearances a year ago. Donor was dispossessed by Lasso, who went in a bit kinder after the early collision between the two, just some 15 seconds in. Guy Green, heavy touch there. Masnawi forces him backwards. Still looking to build for the back. Green under duress. Damas almost took it off him.
That's really good work.
Forced to play it out. A Birmingham throw.
That's really good work from a defensive perspective from Legion FC. Oakland had started with that ball inside of their only about 10 or 15 yards inside of their own half. It ended up getting it back to the goalkeeper. They lost 40, 50 yards in that sequence, and then Legion FC ultimately put enough pressure on them to win the ball back. That's really, really good team defending.
Hernandez Foster to the back post, and Dom does the safe thing, sends it into the 7th row, and out for a Birmingham corner, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, there's an old saying, when in doubt, play it out. Dom takes that to heart there. McIntosh doesn't give him a call. His teammates don't give him a call. He doesn't know if anybody's on his backside coming around, so he just makes sure he sees that ball out. Give Legion FC their first corner.
Hernandez Foster over there along with Martinez, who's supplying a short option. Hernandez Foster drives. McIntosh got 2 hands to it. Also trying to bring it down. Does so. Serve away as far as Patterson. Mensah trying to nutmeg Maury Donor to no avail. Now Oakland a chance to counter, if not for that pass that was hit just a little too heavy.
Yeah, almost now he doesn't get the right weight on that pass. And, playing on turf sometimes, particularly when the turf is wet, a lot of times the ball will skip and play a little bit quicker than you're typically used to, even on grass. But plays that ball out, ruins the counterattack for Oakland there in the roots, much to the delight of Legion FC. But again, they were pushed very, very far forward. Legion FC had all their big defenders up, so that's a great opportunity. That's exactly where Birmingham scored their goal on Wednesday night, was on a counterattack off of a corner.
Manuel Cavita went down for Birmingham there for a moment. Looked like he took a shot to the face somewhere in that sequence, but it looks like he's okay. It functions as a de facto water break here for both sides.
And it is humid out there tonight. As you mentioned, off the open, it has been raining quite a bit. You can certainly feel the humidity down on the field. You could feel it up here in the press box. It is very, very hot, very, very steamy. A very dangerous ball. Mental.
Only flicked it over Gibson. Hackshaw collects. Possession here for Oakland as we approach the half-hour mark. Other side still looking for a breakthrough. A.J. Patterson commits the foul. Sinistero wastes no time putting it back in play. Masnawi, a turn out the other side. So Oakland trying to create something here. Just the one shot so far for the visitors through 28 minutes. 2 shots registered by the home side, Birmingham Legion FC. Prentice dispossessed from behind by Jake Roof. Trejo around Green, still Trejo carrying. Out wide Minson. Does he hit this first time? He does. And it redirects to Trejo, who's saved by McIntosh. What a play.
Yeah, it's a great strike from Trejo. A little snapshot. McIntosh equal to the task, makes a great save, but danger's not cleared yet.
Martinez couldn't catch that on the half volley. It's out for a goal kick. Kendall McIntosh again, another big stop.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out here is McIntosh, when he gets down and makes this save, well, you can't see it from that angle, but maybe here you can see. So, boom, look at him. Look at his feet. Well, his feet are set perfectly right as he strikes that ball. You can see he goes, gets down, makes the save, parries it away, clears the danger for his team. Everything's good.
And off the goal kick, Oakland concede possession. Danny Trejo racing to the byline. And it played off of Kai Green. It's out for a corner, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. This time it'll be Enzo Martinez to serve. Martinez to the back post. Roof almost got there, but couldn't keep it in play.
You can tell they're trying to swing that ball and right on top of McIntosh. It seems as though they may have seen something in film that is making them do that or making them want to do that. So that's the second corner they've dropped right on top of him. McIntosh was equal to the first one, punched it away. This one was a little bit deeper, but still in that same space, right inside 3-4 yards of his goal. So to see if that continues to be the trend for Legion FC.
And Oakland plays short. The goal kick, and the goal kick's going to be retaken. I think Enzo Martinez was a step inside the 18 before play was restarted. So McIntosh will reset everybody and start anew. Hackshaw wastes no time, sending it deep. Lasso brings it down and all the way back to his goalkeeper, Matt Van Oekel. Fan Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. As Birmingham has built something here. And as Foster working with Lotso at the other side for Mensa.
Now Oakland's had the opportunity to get in behind the ball. Turnbull was all on his lonesome, on his preferred foot, right foot, and had an opportunity to go and whip that ball, and he did have Damas and another teammate in the box, so I'm not sure why he didn't whip that in. Maybe that's coming from Coach Briggs telling him he needs to take a little time, but it seemed like a great opportunity for him to go and whip a ball in the box.
There you see the contact. Donor, just a bit of a hip check there on Danny Trejo. Set piece opportunity coming once again here for Birmingham. Brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Looks like Prentice and Sinistera are going to be the two-man wall here. We'll stare at Trejo and Kobe Hernandez-Foster. Birmingham makes something of this set piece opportunity. Trejo waiting for the go-ahead. She now gets from Joshua Encarnacion. Trejo drives. Mensa let it go, and it got all the way through. Couldn't tell whether it got a piece of A.J. Patterson or Gagi.
Judging by the reaction, I'm pretty sure it went off A.J. Patterson, but I love the little flick from Mensa there, just the dummy. He goes, ball goes straight through his legs right there. Well, maybe that ball does come off Gagi. I'm not sure. But again, Mensa, no, it comes off Patterson for sure. Should have been a Roots goal kick.
Corner taken short. Trejo served on the floor to no avail. Martinez trying to flick it back over his head, but hit that way too heavy. Goal kick here for Oakland with 12 minutes to play in the opening 45. Again, a gorgeous night minus the humidity. But you're in the deep south. That's kind of to be expected at a certain point.
Can't really get away with it.
Hottest day of the year, or at least it was earlier today before the thunderstorms came in, lowered the temperature just a little bit. It's turned into a very nice night for USL Championship soccer. Martinez working with Kobe Hernandez-Foster. Perfect pass out the other side for Mensah. Trejo wants it in front of him. Good reading by Kai Green.
I like that Kobe skipped Lazo there and got it wide to Mensah. I would like to see Mensah and Trejo get on the same page a little bit better. I'd like to see Trejo kind of get out of that space. Let Mensah get at Donor, get at the wingback, and try and whip a ball in. But you know, they seem to be trying to play a two-man game. He plays that ball a little too far. Even if he does get it to Trejo, it's on his non-dominant foot. So he's going to have to cut back in order to score.
Sinistera almost kept that through all that. Patterson, though, takes it off him, if only for a moment. Backshaw forced backwards. Patterson again up to win that ball in the air and gets the whistle as well as Wilson clattered into his back. Free kick coming here for Birmingham. Another look at the contact here. Ton in it, but just enough. AJ Patterson makes his second start of the week. Gave Birmingham 76 minutes. His first start of the year back on Wednesday against Sacramento. We'll see how many he can give Birmingham tonight. Lasso chops it back for Trejo. Trejo's serve cut out by Donor. It's a wanting handball there. Might have had a point. Prentice. Keep it with Oakland. Martinez serves right back where it came from. Also, Vita Kavita. Martinez dummies it for Steven Turnbull. Options for Turnbull here. One of them, Hernandez-Foster, who leaves it for Lasso. Does he fire? Lasso back to Turnbull. First time. Martinez couldn't redirect it goalward. It wouldn't have mattered. The flag was up for offside.
You know, Legion FC had 3 or 4 chances to take a shot there. They decided to ping it around a little bit and ultimately try and get in behind here. But, you know, Enzo Martinez drifts offside, doesn't finish it anyway, doesn't get it on target. You know, again, and Oakland get out of jail again. Legion FC had him on the ropes, haven't delivered the final blow yet, but if this continues, they certainly will find an opportunity to put one in the back of the net. So they'll need to be careful. But you know, on the flip side, Oakland has showed plenty of promise and plenty of capability to get in behind Legion FC, particularly on counterattacks.
Van Oekel sends it Turnbull's direction, but too tall for him. Not for an Oakland throw.
It's the second or third time Matt Van Oekel has played the ball a little bit too heavy.
Wind is behind him to a pretty substantial degree. Oakland working against the breeze here this opening 45. Tom connects with El Masnawi. Gibson has options developing in front of him. Checks it up here for Donor. Gibson under duress. So touched it away from him, but only to a black shirt. Dom. Prentice. Not allowed to turn by Kavita. Oakland looking for something here. Still held to just the one shot so far through 38 minutes. Long string of possession here. Dom certainly is onside after that dummy, and he's got all sorts of space. Dom serves, and it's finished in off the post, but the flag comes up against Peter Wilson. Wave it off.
Get a chance to look at the replay here in just a minute. What a fantastic ball. Referee's right. We'll get a look here in just a minute. Right as this ball is played, look, watch, boom. Right as he plays it, ball's offside. Good finish nonetheless off the inside of the post, but he was offside. But that's a warning shot for Birmingham now. Oakland has now fired one, and they've actually seen the ball go in the back of the net. So that will allow their confidence to grow in this game. That was really kind of the first spell of possession that they've had in quite some time, and it led to an actual chance for them. So it was a great dummy in midfield, froze the defender, got them in behind, but went just a little bit too soon for that goal to count.
Foul there against Edwin Lasso. Free kick here for the Roots. Kagi puts it down. Sinistera dummies it along this time, and the flag comes up against Wolfgang Prentice.
I think I've seen more dummies in this game than I've seen in a very, very long time. Legion FC have had a couple. Now you see two back-to-back almost for Oakland. As a center forward myself, when I was playing in college, I loved a good dummy because I knew that defenders weren't always expecting it. It's something that's not always used. Unconventional players like to get the ball at their feet, but I always found them to be something that I could use, especially if I knew a defender was right up my backside. I could dummy it, and it would be through for a teammate or through for myself if I could spin and beat him on the turn.
Look at Wilson on the run, but too far out front of Sinistera. Again, that playing surface has seen plenty of rain today, and it is playing awfully quick. And then deflected out by Donor. Birmingham fans, Legion FC is on the road next Saturday at Indy 11 for the third game of the Jägermeister Cup play. Kickoff is set for 6 o'clock Central Time. You can join Morgan and I right here on My 68 in Birmingham or watch the national feed on ESPN+. Legion FC returned home to Protective Stadium on Wednesday, July 2nd as they host Eastern Conference heavyweight Charleston Battery at 7 o'clock Central Time. Get your tickets to that match today, bhmlegion.com/tickets. You can always follow along at bhmlegion on X for live match updates. Not a convincing clearance there, and Dom is tripped up by Martinez. Free kick, Oakland. Gibson, it looks like, is going to let the big bodies come forward here for the Roots. No question about the foul. Mexican international Jurgen Damm making his 6th starts of the year tonight for Oakland. And one of the few shots that Oakland registered last weekend in Colorado Springs. So an opportunity to serve here for Tyler Gibson. Longtime Indy 11 Loose City man. His first year in Oakland, a guy who has lived in the midfield in USL Championship. Serving this set piece from a bit of an awkward angle. Gibson. A pretty dangerous ball that goes just wide. Not a bad effort from Kai Green, just couldn't put it on frame. Did not get the deflection he was looking for. It's a goal kick.
See, I believe it's Fanuel Kavita who does just enough to put off.
And Oakland giving everybody a chance to get forward before he sends this away. Kagi, the second header, just does stay in play.
Composure from Lazo there. Didn't do A.J. Patterson any favors with that ball he played to him, but Patterson able to clear the danger a little bit. But here come Oakland Roots.
Sinistera on the run with options developing. Wilson, one of them. Wilson on goal. His shot right at Van Oekel.
Yeah, and that's a sigh of relief for Birmingham right there. Again, Lazo does a good job of getting out of that space, but plays it to Patterson, who just clears the ball hoofs it. And then Oakland immediately on the counterattack, unfortunately for Wilson and for the Roots, he hits it right at Matt Van Oekel. Easy save for him, and the danger's cleared. But again, that's another warning shot from Oakland. Look, on the counterattack, they can catch you out of position. They can get at you quickly. They have pace up front. So Legion FC need to make sure that they are careful with possession, particularly at midfield.
Right on cue, another midfield foul and a free kick here for Oakland as Jose Luis Sinisterra is brought down by A.J. Patterson. Sinisterra starting to get more involved in this game over the last 4, 5, 6 minutes. So another set piece coming here for Oakland. Fans, while we have a moment, we'll remind you that soccer season is here. And SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. 45th minute. What has been a pretty free-flowing first half. Their side has found a breakthrough just yet. Gibson serves. Steven Turnbull got ahead to it. And it looked like there was a deflection off Turnbull and then off of Dom. Referee didn't see it that way. He says Turnbull was the last man to touch it. It's a corner for Oakland. What could be the last real action of this first half. Hard to tell whether that took a deflection from that angle or not. Oakland will take it. The corner served. Lotso got ahead to it. It's cleared all the way back to midfield to Donor. Goes back to his goalkeeper. And just 1 minute of stoppage time here to close this first half is brought to you by UAB Medicine. A chance for one final push forward for either of these two teams. Thomas bent his run to get him back on side. Lotso was making the run. Had to be perfect from Ellis Nawi, and it was. Birmingham hurry. They might be able to make something this opportunity before that first half whistle blows. Mitza. Trying to split all those defenders, almost did. Yagi collects, and that is our first half whistle. 45 minutes in the book, scoreless between Birmingham Legion and Oakland Roots. Our Kennedy Baxter is downstairs with Birmingham Legion head coach Mark Briggs. Kennedy.
Briggs at half. Coach, you said you wanted to see the momentum and energy shift from the Sacramento game to tonight. Have you seen that so far? And if not, what changes need to be made before the second?
Yeah, look, I think we've showed good energy. We've got into good spots. I think we've just got to show a little more quality in possession. A little more.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kennedy. Thanks to Birmingham head coach Mark Briggs. His side looking for another result here at home this week. So far, knotted up with Oakland at the break. Don't go anywhere. Coming up at halftime, we'll look at some highlights from the opening 45 minutes, plus some stats, plus
It's time to hammer down. Single game tickets on sale now. Get your tickets today.
That spice is 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Hi, my name is Khadijah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick of the chicken. It's just the right amount of heat. It gets me excited and definitely wanting more. And then, pro tip, add that cilantro lime sauce. I couldn't get enough of that sauce. It cools it down. If the sandwich is at 100, the cilantro lime takes it to 200. It makes me want to, tell all my friends and family.
Real guests paid for their testimonial.
perfect.
This is good. This is great.
Yeah, this is elite.
Right. This is good.
Yeah. Right, is that like trim or no? Trim. All right, thanks, bro. I'm Kobe Hernandez, midfielder for Birmingham Legion, 22 years old, from Los Angeles, California.
How did you end up here?
I was playing overseas for 4 years in Germany and Norway, and yeah, I just wanted to be closer to family, so came back home to play, and Birmingham was one of the few teams who wanted me, so yeah, just ended up here. I think me coming in last season, I didn't really know the guys much, so it was kind of harder, and obviously being a younger guy, many people don't really like listening to you, so, but after me playing a lot of the games last year and showing what I could do on the field, I think now it's just about not just me getting better and making everyone else around me better. I would say, I think that Tampa game away last year, the Open Cup game, or just that trip in general, I would say those 2 games, because obviously I was on the bench for that first game, and then I came in at halftime and we were down 4-0, and just I had a goal and assist. We came back. Obviously we lost that game, but just that moment of I don't know, feeling like I could do something, coming off the bench and changing the game was kind of nice. And then playing them again on Saturday, and then I started that game, and yeah, I mean, we all had a great game, but I think those 2 games were kind of my best moment from last year, I would say. Yeah, I'm quite outside a lot, so I would say just doing activities like going to the beach, going on hikes, playing a lot of video games. I was a big gamer before. It's probably, I'm not even gonna lie, this is actually a crazy stat, but I was probably one of the top 20% in the world when it came to FIFA. 100%, I promise you. I was him. Raz, that's not even a lie, bro. I'm not lying. I could show you these stats. I would not lie about that. I mean, at the start, it was kind of shaky. New guys, so we're kind of getting used to everything, playing with each other. But, yeah, new coach, new standards. So from there, I think we'll get more wins, definitely. Just always focus on being the best player in every training session, and that's my mentality going into the games too, just be the best player I can be. Just having those guys every day makes me be a better player, because I always want to be better than them, even though they're my friends, but at the end of the day, it's a competition. So I think them pushing me to my limits and me pushing them to their limits just makes us a better player every day.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Here it comes again. It's scored. The Legion double their lead. Torres swinging in. Charleston gets one right back.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power.
Whatever it takes.
Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Who wants that smoke? You want that smoke? Look, I ain't playing, I'm saying this ain't a joke. There ain't no bluffing, I'm calling you out for show. It's either all in or nothing, I go for broke. Who wants that smoke?
This week on USL All Access, the table tells us which team on the field has been the best due to points, right? What about coaches? We take a statistical deep dive to see which manager has influenced their team in the games the most within 90 minutes of play. Joe Hafferty, defender from Lexington SC, joins us to talk his unique journey developmentally and how Lexington could be on the rise in the Western Conference.
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship on this Saturday night. A gorgeous sunset. You can see prominently there looking towards downtown Birmingham, Alabama. No score so far between Birmingham Legion and Oakland Roots as we play on in this East versus West matchup here this evening. Quick look at where these teams stand in their respective sides of the USL Championship table. First, Oakland down there with 11 points, chasing Lexington and Sacramento Republic. Lexington got a big result already this week. Sacramento Republic closing in on their own big result as well as they lead by a couple of goals against Rhode Island on the road as it stands right now. So the bottom of the Western Conference poised to pick up some points. Oakland trying to join them here with the road result tonight. On the Eastern Conference side of things, Morgan, it was a big 3 points for Birmingham Legion as they inch closer to that playoff line.
Yeah, so just saw that Rhode Island just went final with Sacramento and lost that game 2-0. So they have a chance, they meaning Birmingham, they have a chance to jump up above Rhode Island tonight with 3 points.
We'll see if Birmingham can find the opening goal at some point in our second 45 minutes. Of course, that Rhode Island-Sacramento game, this one plus Charleston-Phoenix. 3 East versus West matchups on this Saturday night here in the USL Championship. Speaking of teams in the Eastern Conference side of things, Louisville City FC had the longest unbeaten streak in the league coming in to the week. That was finally ended on Friday nights at the hands of North Carolina FC. Louisville City was 4 shy of equaling the USL Championship record in terms of unbeaten results. They were unbeaten to start the year, but they have a 0 in the loss column no longer, thanks to what North Carolina FC was able to do just a night ago. 45 minutes in here between Birmingham Legion and Oakland Roots. Morgan, so far it's been a pretty even contest. Birmingham had a couple of chances early, but as you said, Oakland started firing some warning shots there as that half went along.
They did. Towards the last 10 or 12 minutes of the first half, they really started to grow into the game. I'm a little surprised to see the possession is 53-47 to Birmingham, or to Oakland, excuse me, but it seems as though Birmingham had the better chances. Oakland have had a few themselves, but only been on the counterattack, so that one surprises me just a little bit. But again, neither team has actually put one in the back of the net. That's counted. We'll see what changes the coaches make in the second half.
Second 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion and Oakland Roots will come your way here in just a moment. On a gorgeous night here in the Magic City, we'll see which side finds breakthrough when we come back.
We are Altec, Birmingham-based since 1929. We set the gold standard in equipment and services that connect us to the power and communications we all need. From bucket trucks to digger derricks, the equipment we make helps our customers and our communities dig deeper and reach higher. We're a team. We're a family. We're looking for someone just like you. Hammer down and team up with Altec. Learn more at jobs.altec.com.
FC, who tonight take on Oakland Roots SC. So far, neither team has found the back of the net through one half of play. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes, Kennedy Baxter here with you. Quick look at our highlights from the first 45 minutes of Morgan. Birmingham Legion had a bulk of the ball and had a couple opportunities there early.
It did. This isn't an opportunity for Legion FC, but that's a mistake from Enzo. McIntosh, when he catches that ball, can start a counterattack, and you don't want that. And here you see Kobe gets into a good space, takes a good shot on goal, just narrowly misses. McIntosh may have had it covered, maybe not, but it wasn't on target, so it didn't matter. Here he makes a fantastic save, does a great job, boom, gets his feet set, is able to get down and make that save quickly to keep it 0-0. Great play from him, and then we see Oakland on the other side. Now, Kavita's immediately running back here, trying to get back into position. Opens up a passing lane. Look at this. Jake Roof plays it in behind him, slips Wilson in. And the only thing that was lacking in that counterattack was the finish. Very dangerous for Legion FC. They cannot give the ball away carelessly in midfield or they will get punished.
A couple of opportunities there for Peter Wilson in that first half. One, Matt Van Oekel saved. The other ended up in the back of the net, but erased by an offside flag. So we remain deadlocked as it stands right now with 45 minutes gone and 45 to go. Both sides made their way out of the halftime dressing rooms, and there's been no announced changes as it stands right now. We'll see if that is indeed the case. Scoreless so far. How long does that remain the case as these two teams that both entered tonight below the playoff line, hungry for points, but of course making the long journey from Northern California down to Birmingham, trying to find a result, perhaps the first three-point performance for the Roots under their new head coach, Benny Feilhaber. Meanwhile, Mark Briggs and Birmingham a chance to make it 2 wins in 4 days here at home.
That would be a great momentum build for Legion FC if they can go and get 3 more points tonight. Interesting stat about Legion FC. They have scored 6 goals in the last 15 minutes in league matches so far this year. That's more than anyone else in the league so far. So they have left it late a few times, but they need to continue to do that and leave themselves in winning positions when they're scoring those goals, not trying to catch back up.
Our referee tonight, Joshua Encarnacion, sets his watch. Pennsylvania native, waiting just a moment to give us the go-ahead to start this second half, which starts right now. Legion wastes no time, sending it forward to the head of Neville Hackshaw. Good challenge there from Mensa to take it off of Sinistera. Side find the back of the net first here and change the complexion of this game. Again, for Oakland, you got to go all the way back to May 16th to find their last goal in league play. Back-to-back times they've been shutouts against El Paso and Colorado Springs. Birmingham Legion, they found the back of the net twice at Lou City. Once on the very last kick of the match back on Wednesday against Sacramento Republic. Stephen Turnbull looks for an option in Lasso. Hackshaw. Green a bit heavy with his touch, might have given it away. Trejo beats him to it, but Green recovers just in time.
Yeah, nervy moment for Green right there because you got Trejo breathing down your neck. Speaking of nervy moment, somebody breathing down your neck, Sinistera puts in the extra, puts it in the higher gear, nearly closes down A.J. Patterson and Fanuel Kavita. So both early on, teams you know, just some uncomfortable moments. No danger, but uncomfortable moments for sure.
So far, both defenses relatively solid. There's 2 total between the two teams, combined shots on target. Foul and a free kick there as Donor went to ground. He wanted to put it down in play. Aldo Damas making sure that didn't happen all that quickly. So Donor off the restart. Allowing Oakland to build a little bit here. Donor, the big switch across the park. Dom brings it down against Turnbull. Hackshaw. Sinistera, top of the box, didn't let it go there. Connects with Wilson. Trying to get it back from him, and Matt Van Oekel off his line to get it.
That's really good work from Roots right there. They get into the open space, the gap in the midfield, find it, and then they're able to do a few 1-2 touches. The ball gets through to Wilson. He tries a cheeky little back heel to try and get Sinistera in behind him, but you know it doesn't come off. But again, that gap in midfield cannot remain for Legion FC if they want to be successful tonight.
Free kick coming here for the Legion after Damas went down. Kennedy Baxter's down below. The third member of our crew. She had a chance to catch up with the Oakland Roots bench after that first 45. Kennedy, what was the message for Oakland?
Thank you. Coach Phil Hopper said that he liked what he saw out of his team in the final 15 minutes and said that it was good to see them getting up and down the field a little bit more, but he hopes to see them be a little bit more aggressive overall on defense and to shut down Legion spacing. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kennedy. Right on cue. Dom shuts down the space pretty quickly on Steven Turnbull. Gagi under duress.
Good composure there from Gagi.
Hackshaw. Sends it deep. Kavita trying to win that off Wilson. Wilson got there first. Prentice couldn't keep it in play. I got an immediate stop sign there from our referee Joshua Encarnacion. Encarnacion points the other way for a Birmingham throw. Fourth straight start for that guy. Steven Turnbull tonight, 27-year-old Stony Brook, who played last year with the Eastern Conference champs Rhode Island, now down here with Birmingham. Santa Martinez was fouled. Free kick for the Legion.
You know, if you're looking into this game, in maybe the next 10 minutes, obviously, you see a lot of substitutions around the 60th minute. If I'm Phil Hopper, you know, you've got Panos Armanakis on the bench. He's a guy who can come in and provide a spark and open up a defense. But then for Legion FC, you've got Tabor Taka, you've got Pasher, you've got Trey Garthen, who we talked about as a bit of a super sub for Legion FC. And then you've got new man, Sebastian Salcedo, who they call Bofo, who just come to Legion FC from Liga MX. So you have plenty of attacking options on the bench for if you're Legion FC. And there's several for Oakland as well. But it will be interesting to see how each coach makes changes in this game. The most important thing you want to do, now that we have a little bit of stoppage and I have an extra second to chat, is as a coach, you want your substitutions to make a difference, make an impact, a positive impact in the game.
Edwin Lasso getting a stern talking to this time around from Joshua Encarnacion. Remember, Lasso was booked mere seconds into the night. He gets called for the foul there on the ball, the challenge in the air. That might be the last foul that he gets away with tonight, without getting shown a second yellow card.
We talk about the attacking options for Legion FC. You could very well see Sam McElhatton coming in for Edwin Lazo. If he's on a tight leash, he cannot afford to get a red card, get a second yellow in this game.
Gibson plays the short option. Sinistera around Martinez, but couldn't get much on the shot. So goal kick here for Matt Van Oekel and the Legion. Fans, you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on Through the End, nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Oakland Roots face off against Detroit City FC on July 5th at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Damas on the turn, held back by Gibson. Another Birmingham Birmingham free kick, which Edwin Lazo puts down. Birmingham would love to get Ronaldo Damas a little bit more involved in this second half. Damas had a couple of shots against Sacramento back on Wednesday, including a good look in on goal behind the defense, but was denied by the outstretched leg. Danny Vitiello. Switches it over the top of everybody. A.J. Patterson brings it down deftly. Trejo couldn't split the defenders. Hernandez Foster to his rescue. Seven minutes gone. This second 45 minutes. Lasso clip from behind. Another Birmingham Legion free kick. Coming into the night, no team in the USL Championship has fouled more this year than the Oakland Roots. Haven't been too terribly many whistles to this point. Stoner gets forward, he's got an option. Al-Misnawi a chance, was he shoved off it? Yes, he was. Penalty given. And a golden opportunity coming here for the Roots on the road from the spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll get a replay of this. I'm not sure that there will be any arguments here once you see it. He does get into the back of El-Misnawi. Great ball from, I believe it's Donor here. El-Misnawi takes a great touch, and there you see the contact arm in the legs. You know, I don't think there's any arguments here. Right there.
So a penalty given to Oakland. And Kai Green will be the man that has a chance to give Oakland the lead early in this second half. The leaders of this team, who has played every single minute for Oakland in the USL Championship and USL Cup play. Can Green change this scoreline here?
He's gone to his left once, he's gone to the goalkeeper's right the other time. Or excuse me, the goalkeeper's left and the goalkeeper's right. We'll see where he goes today.
Green stutters and scores. Sends Van Oekel the wrong way, and Oakland do have a lead on the road.
Calm and cool as you like. Kai Green steps up and just buries that penalty right into the left-hand side of Matt Van Oekel's net. Gives the Roots the lead. Again, that's not how you want to start the second half. We talked about the 60th minute is generally when you start to see a lot of changes. Coaches start to make some changes. I would fully expect for Coach Briggs to make some changes that are going to positively impact this game. You see Van Oekel just goes the wrong way. Kai Green does a great job and goes over to celebrate with Benny Fellhopper, his new coach, in his third match, trying to get his first 3 points for the Roots. And so far, they are in control. They don't have to score anymore. They just have to make sure that Legion FC stays out.
So Kai Green provides the opening goal of the night, brought to you by AT&T, and a chance to add here for Oakland. Wilson on the run against two Legion defenders, couldn't split him. Kavita couldn't save it before it went over the end line. It's out for an Oakland Roots corner. So a game-changing play. Ali El-Misnawi had one of the best opportunities to score for Oakland in the first half. He sets up the penalty early part of the second half. Kai Green slots home. Roots knocking on the door here again, and before Tyler Gibson can serve this, there is a crowd around the penalty spot. Joshua Encarnacion says he's keeping his eye on. Gibson serves. Lotso got ahead to it. El-Misnawi trying to navigate all that traffic. Found Dom. Dom an opportunity, slides it across. A.J. Patterson sends it right back where it came from.
Yeah, he had to make sure that he was switched on there. El Masnaoui does a fantastic job dribbling through all this traffic and then finding the outlet pass. Dom makes the right decision to get that ball across. There's nobody darting in front of to the front post there for Oakland, but again, another warning shot from Oakland. They've come out in the second half. They've started on the front foot. Legion FC have come out very flat, and you can tell that Oakland smell a little blood in the water.
Hackshaw the long throw. Turnbull heads it only as far as Sinistera, who couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, and that's another half chance for Oakland, right? They'll look at that. Sinistera will look at that, and he'll say to himself, hey, I have the talent. I should have kept that down. Just got underneath it a little bit, sliced down on the ball, causing it to rise. Sailing harmlessly over the goal, but again, Legion FC look to be preparing some substitutions on the sidelines. I would fully expect to see Tyler Pasher come on, along with maybe one or two other attacking options, but I could very well see
a yellow card coming out here for Danny Trejo after he collided with Gagi there after that ball took a deflection. Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm. Trejo, the second Legionnaire to see yellow tonight. Gagi Mark Relisfili is down and a bit slow to get up. The initial header. And it was hard to tell how much contact there was there. Clearly there was a decent amount given the reaction. So Trejo's been booked, Lasso's been booked. And Birmingham is indeed prepping a double change at the next opportunity. It's indeed Tyler Pasher who's grabbed his shirt. Preston Tabor Itaka as well. Those two combining to help Birmingham win Wednesday's contest late. Not bad skill there from Benny Fehlheimer to bring that down on the bench. Of course, you would expect nothing less from, I believe, the only active USL Championship coach who played in this year's edition of the US Open Cup.
You were probably right about that. I completely forgot that he made an appearance in the Open Cup. Certainly still has it in his locker. When
Coach Fehlheimer was on USL All Access a couple weeks ago, Joe Malfa, one of the main commentators for the USL Championship, was rocking a Des Moines Menace Benny Fehlheimer shirt.
He's not the only retired player who made an appearance. I believe Dax McCarty stepped in, Sasa Kleshtin. I believe Bradley Wright Phillips also. All that MLS crew stepped in and played in a game. Damas is offside here.
It is Preston Tabor Itaka, the 27-year-old from Cameroon, making his 9th appearance off the bench this year. He replaces the just booked Danny Trejo. And Tyler Pasher will come on, and it's Edwin Lasso, the other man who's been booked tonight. So Lasso off, Tyler Pasher on. Preston Tabor Itaka on, Danny Trejo off. Those are the two changes for the Legion here at the hour mark.
Yeah, I know, Lazo will be frustrated to be substituted off. He understands that he's on a yellow card. He's on a very tight leash, so the last thing you can afford is to go down a man here. So he has to come off. That'll cause a little bit of change in what Legion FC are going to do. Enzo Martinez will probably drop back and play the 6th position where Lazo was. And then you may see a front 2 or front 3 with Damas, Pasher.
Great work from Damas just to keep that in play. He's got Pasher in the box. He's got Tabor Itaka as well. McIntosh up to get it and keep it away.
And Tabor Itaka, who I believe got on the end of that ball. Damas does such a great job, great hustle, and I can't tell whose head it goes off of, but McIntosh obviously uses his height and his ability to use his hands there to go up and claim that ball at its highest point and relieve the pressure and danger.
Sinistera trying to bring it down. And a high boot from Wolfgang Prentice caught a piece of Fanwo Kavita, who certainly didn't appreciate that. Prentice probably fairly fortunate there to get away without being booked. don't waste much time, put it back in play. Mikey the emphatic clearance all the way towards Wilson. A.J. Patterson beat him to it, but it falls kindly for Sinistera. And Sinistera brought down by Roof.
It makes that look a lot worse than it was.
Another look here. First at the initial challenge on the other side of the field.
Yeah, that's what referees or players would call a dangerous play, right? You know, player puts his foot high, call it a high boot, whichever. It's just not safe for players having to go into the bottom of a boot sometimes. Obviously, studs on the bottom of those could put quite the gash on somebody's face.
But after Sinistera was fouled on the other end, Oakland have another set piece opportunity that Tyler Gibson presides over. Chance to perhaps double their lead with 27 plus minutes to go. At Van Oekel got a hand to it. Shaw trying to usher it out for a corner, and he did so.
Looked as though Matt Van Oekel may have misjudged the flight of that ball because it looks like he barely got a fingertip to it. When you go up as a goalkeeper, you're trying to punch something away. You are trying to punch it far and wide away from your goal, not tip it back for a corner. So I wonder if he just misjudged the flight of that ball.
So Gibson makes the long jog across the other side of the park to set up this forthcoming corner. Third of the night here for the Roots. Swinging serve. Timur Itaka got a head to it. Pasher got a boot to it. Thomas brings it down. Couldn't quite touch it around Wolfgang Prentice. Donor sent it right back to the corner from whence it came. Fans, if you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights, plus your live matches for the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
Interesting insight just popped up in this game. You talk about we talked about Birmingham and how they have scored a lot of goals in the last 15 minutes of the second half. They have now conceded 4 goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half, which is more than any team in the USL Championship. So they've conceded 4 in the first, which is more than anybody else. They've scored more in the last 15 minutes of the second half, which is more than anybody else. Coincidentally, Oakland Roots, 2 of their wins have come from when they've been ahead. That's a redundant statement, I realize, as it comes out of my mouth, but they're 2-0-1 when they score first in their games. Legion FC have a record of 2 wins.
Gibson, excellent ball serve, but an offside flag comes up against Wilson. Otherwise, he had set up Sinistera on the doorstep.
Again, another warning shot. If it wasn't for offside, Oakland would have 2 more goals in this game because they are taking their chances, as we talked about. But Legion FC are 2 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses when they've been scored on first. So still plenty of time left in this game.
Back to the feet of Sinistera, who's been all over things here in this second half. Almasnawi, the man who created the penalty that was converted by Kai Green. The difference in this game so far with 24 plus minutes to go.
So far, I think he's certainly been the man of the match. I think he's been instrumental in Oakland Roots' success getting forward, picking out a teammate with a long pass or himself getting forward and putting his laces through some efforts and some chances. So still a long time left in this game, almost probably a good close to 30 minutes left. So no reason to panic if you're Legion FC, but if you're Oakland Roots, you want to make sure that you do everything you can to not make a silly mistake and give away a goal to allow Legion FC a long time to get back to 3 points potentially in this game.
Donor sends it down into the channel. Prentice on the run. Kavita has him beat. Benny Fehlhaber has prepped his first change of the night. As you said a few minutes ago, Morgan, Panos Armanakis has grabbed a shirt. He will come on at the next available opportunity.
I'm curious who he'll come on for, whether it'll be Gibson or if it'll be El Masnaoui. We know Armanakis likes to play centrally, likes to create for others, so we'll see what Phil Hopper decides to do. And again, this is only his third match in charge with Oakland, so he may do something totally different.
Kula collected from Hackshaw. Oakland in no hurry with that 1-goal advantage. Don't have to be. Masnaoui chips it forward. Donor able to bring it down. Mensah with defending to do now. Canadian right on the edge. The touchline. Prentice touched his way around Kavita. Cuts it back. Prentice still weaving. Couldn't keep it. 3 gold shirts around him.
He just tried to do just a little bit too much there. He beat a player once, and then he tried to beat him again. You hear coaches sometimes, you beat the guy once, why go back and try to embarrass him a second time? Embarrass him the second time, but put in the ball in the back of the net.
Now Birmingham trying to build. Mensah down the line for Tabor Itaka. A chance to show off his pace. Against Green, Tabor Itaka cuts it back, and Green was positioned perfectly. Free kick, Oakland.
That's fantastic defending by Kai Green. Again, certainly knows what he's doing. Gets into a good position, gets his body in a good position. Knows that Tabor Itaka is very shifty, likes to play on his right foot. So as soon as he took that touch, immediately got in between him, got his body between him and the ball. Does a fantastic job. And here we see the substitution. Armanakis coming on.
For Peter Wilson, the 26-year-old Armanakis from Sydney, Australia, was born in the United States, then moved to Australia at a young age. Now in his 3rd season here in the USL Championship after coming over to the States with Loudoun United, then a stint with Phoenix Rising, Memphis 901 FC, and now here with Oakland Roots. Meanwhile, a stoppage as Birmingham's Moses Mensah has come over, or has been waved over by the referee to the sideline. Not sure what that was all about. Now Mensah goes down. Legion FC training staff will be allowed to attend to him. Not sure what that was all about. Mensah clearly was favoring that leg. I think the referee wanted to send him over to the sideline to get some medical attention. And for some reason that couldn't happen there, but it does happen now that he's gone to ground around midfield. Again, Birmingham just got Moses Mensah back. 8th start of the year tonight. Mensah after he came off injured after just a dozen minutes at Miami FC, missed a couple of games. Mensah played 45 back on Wednesday against Sacramento Republic. Now is gingerly making his way off, and we'll see if Birmingham is going to be forced into a change here.
Briggs ushers all of his players over to discuss what it is he wants them to do. It looks like Sebastian Tregarthen is getting ready. I could see him coming on for Moses Mensah, and then Turnbull switching over to the left side, allowing Sebastian Tregarthen to kind of play in that wing back position on the right side. We'll see if that's what transpires, if Mensah is able to stay on or not, but Tregarthen nonetheless is scheduled to come on here.
Looks like Mensah's night is done. He has made his way to the Legion FC bench. It is Sebastian Tregarthen who is getting some last-minute instructions from Mark Briggs. Let's see if Birmingham will make that change right now, or will be allowed to make that change right now. And it looks like they will be. So Tregarthen on officially for Mensah. 11th appearance of the year for Tregarthen, the 9th time off the bench for the rookie. Super sub, trying to make a superb impact for the 2nd time this week. So whistle and a foul gives Birmingham a free kick. Fans can watch the USL Championship and League One on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. As Oakland win it back in short order. Coming on. Gibson making the run forward. Gibson will get there. His cross blocked away by Patterson and out for an Oakland throw.
So that's a great run from Gibson from midfield, which those types of runs are opening up now for Oakland Roots since Lazo has come off. You can start to see that some of those spaces and those midfielders are able to make those runs and are not getting tracked, whereas Lazo, who is a defensive midfielder, knows that position better than Enzo Martinez. Enzo Martinez has certainly been in the league for a long time, but Enzo Martinez, we all know, loves to get forward and loves to create and cause havoc in and around the box. But they have to make sure they go with the runners from midfield.
Throw coming here for Birmingham. The defense does its job in the deep corner. Fans, you can go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes, Kennedy Baxter, your crew here tonight from Birmingham. I-68 here in Alabama on ESPN Plus across the country. As Trey Garthen runs that down, gets his first touch since coming on. Roof trying to keep it in play, could not. Changes so far for Mark Briggs and Birmingham Legion. It looks like a fourth is forthcoming. Perhaps a fifth as well. Just the one change so far for Benny Feilhaber in Oakland. Sinistera behind the defense. Kavita, no nonsense, sends it out of play for another Oakland Roots corner. So far, so good. Man in the purple t-shirt. This men's national team legend Benny Feilhaber looking for his first win as a head coach of the USL Championship. His Roots have done the job on the road to this point. Tyler Gibson ready to serve from that left side flag. Back post, it's headed off the bar. The redirected shot is ricocheted wide and out.
I'm pretty sure Van Oekel gets a touch to that, hits it onto the goalpost, onto the crossbar. The rebound comes back out, and I think it's Kai Green who hits it off of either Gagi or Sinistera, but a great opportunity for Oakland Roots to go up 2-0 with 15 minutes left to play.
What an opportunity for the Roots that goes wanting. Van Oekel just touches it to the bar. Now Birmingham makes a double change here. Sam McElhatton on for Kobe Hernandez-Foster. It's the end of the night for Ronaldo Damas. The newest member of the Legion is on. Making his debut, Sebastian Salcedo. San Fernando Valley, California. The 28-year-old officially announced yesterday. Former Real Salt Lake homegrown. Spent time with Mark Briggs at Real Monarchs in Utah. Has spent the last 6 seasons in Liga MX, most recently with FC Juarez.
Won CONCACAF Champions League with Pumas. So he's a player, as he gets a little older, has experienced things that majority of the guys who are here tonight, apart from maybe Benny Feilhaber, have not experienced. So it'll be interesting to see how he integrates into this team. Sam McElhatton just coming on, gets onto the ball immediately. But here's Bofo. You can kind of see immediately his ability to just kind of hold up the ball and then try and get Trey Garthen in behind. Trey Garthen not on the same page, but that won't happen for very long. They'll get that. You can already see immediately his ability to kind of just hold the ball up just a little bit there and go create for a teammate. So lots of changes for Legion FC. There's been some shifting around, but still 15 minutes left. This is the time we talked about where they have scored more goals in 6 so far this year than anybody else in the league. So Oakland may rue that missed chance on that corner.
Free kick here coming for the Legion. Less than a quarter hour to play tonight. Time not on the side of Birmingham Legion, who have to operate with some pace. See whether that missed opportunity for the Roots proves haunting. Salcedo connects with the other substitute, McElhatton. The Australian midfielder making his 8th appearance of the year for the Legion. McElhatton keeps it down here. McElhatton, was he brought down? Yes, he was, by Donor. Now a set piece opportunity coming for the home side.
You see Fanuel Covita's coming forward, so Legion FC will certainly try and whip this ball in. AJ Patterson now comes. Jake Roof now comes. Look, you need good service here. Looks like it is Bofo who's over the ball, so this will be right-footed. You want it low-driven. You want it to be a ball that if it doesn't get touched by anybody, it maybe slips into that side netting on that far post. So just put it in a good, dangerous area and allow your big guys to go up and try and attack it.
Clip to the back post, headed by Green, collected by Roof. McElhatton, back to Roof. As Birmingham serves something else. Tregarthen on the turn, stayed on side. It redirects kindly to Turnbull. Tregarthen, his serve cut out by Dom and out for a Birmingham corner. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
See, now you can kind of see Legion FC are starting to push the issue a little bit, play a little bit quicker. Again, time is of the essence here. You don't have a ton of time left. If you want to try and go for 3 points, you have to get one in the next few minutes. But Oakland are prepping another substitution to slow the momentum down in Birmingham. Benny Veilhoff will be doing everything that they can to try and ruin the momentum of this game.
Pasture, Salcedo on the volley. Deflected wide. Rinse and repeat from the opposite flag.
What an introduction that would have been if you would have connected on that and that put that in the back of the net.
It looks like Oakland is going to make that substitution now, even with another corner forthcoming. Jurgen Dahm is making way for Julian Bravo, another California kid from Claremont, California. Bravo originally drafted by the Portland Timbers. Spent time with Timbers 2 and then last year with Crown Legacy. On for his 11th appearance of the year as a member of Oakland Roots.
I don't love substitutions on corners, particularly defensive corners, because you have to make sure you're switched on.
Martinez almost got that to Turnbull, who collided with Green at the back post. In the end, it cleared both of them.
Yeah, McIntosh came out flapping and didn't get anything on that. But see this ball here comes in, and not sure who it is on the back post. Is it Kai Green? It is Kai Green again, doing just enough to put Stephen Turnbull off, and that ball just goes out harmlessly there. But you can see Turnbull giving every effort he can to try and help put that ball in the back of the net. But
Kendall McIntosh taking his time before putting this back in play. Fans, remind you, eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download it now. Offside flag went up there against Preston Tabor Itaka. Onus on the Roots to restart things. Less than 10 minutes to go tonight. Gagi plays it short to his center back partner, Gabriel Hackshaw. Hackshaw carries it forward, looking for Sinistera. Couldn't quite bring it down away from Cavita, but got around him. Sinistera centers. AJ Patterson clears it away from trouble. Pasher able to get on into that pass from Jake Roof. The Legion out the other side. Salcedo was in. If that pass would have beaten Kai Green, but Green in strong position. Gibson looking over the top. Van Okel off his line to come collect. 82nd minute here in Birmingham, Alabama tonight. Warm, humid night. Oakland Roots in control as it stands right now. The home side still with some time to change that, but the clock certainly working against them. This rolls out for an Oakland throw. Birmingham fans, we remind you to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news. Be sure to follow at BHM Legion on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and download the Legion FC app. At BHM Legion on social media and the Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. And Oakland Oakland taking their time before putting the ball back in play. Hackshaw lobs. Sinistero with Kavita on his back. Kavita took it off him. Van Oekel sends it in the direction of Tabor Utaka. Hackshaw, was he bumped? Yes, he was. Free kick, Oakland.
Made a bit of a meal of that. Rolled around 4 or 5 times. But again, look, here's the thing. That foul happened at 82:05, call it. So now we're 10 seconds in, coming up on 15 seconds. Again, he's just, I would bet my mortgage that Hackshaw gets up and continues to play in this game and is fine. There wasn't a ton of contact in that. Obviously, you want to kill the momentum in the game if you are Oakland, because you want to get out of here with 3 points. You want to kill as much time as you can. What did we say, 82:05 we called it, right? So now we're 40 seconds into this, almost a full minute, 45 seconds by the time this ball gets back into play, 45 seconds, 45 seconds now. So doesn't get the ball back into play, coming up on nearly 55 seconds for that ball to get back into play. So every foul now for Legion FC that they make, the opponent has the opportunity to waste a ton of time and just milk a ton of time off the clock. So they need to keep the ball in play. They need to keep it moving. They need to avoid any fouls that they don't necessarily have to make for the rest of this game.
Excellent ball there to the central part of the park, and Donor is on the run. Donor trying to get in behind. Kavita swipes it away from him and out for an Oakland corner.
Yeah, you can start to see the legs showing here as this ball goes through. Kavita just gets it out. See where Turnbull is. He's 10-15 yards behind Donor as that ball comes through. Of course, he's trying to push forward to go help and be a part of an attack, but plenty of Legion FC players with their hands on their knees here, trying to catch a breath as Oakland makes a couple of more substitutions, which will take even more time off the clock.
So more changes here for the Roots. Double swap here. Ilya Alexiev is on, as is Danny Gomez. So Alexiev on for Wolfgang Prentice. Jose Luis Sinistera makes way for Danny Gomez. Alexiev, the 19-year-old and another California native, makes his 8th appearance of the year. Alexiev, the youngest goal scorer officially in Roots history when he scored last year. Danny Gomez, a longtime Oakland Root at this point, now in his 3rd year with the club. Serve sent back where it came from. Armanakis keeps it in play. His 2nd service. Kavita supplies a boot to it. Martinez trying to head it along. Tyler Pasture's been quiet since he's come off the bench. On it now. Creating with Turnbull in front of him. Tabor Utaka the overlap. Turnbull looking for Salcedo. Or Trey Garthen, pardon me, who made that run forward. And didn't miss a perfectly weighted pass by all that much. Excellent idea here from Stephen Turnbull.
Yeah, just a hair, just a little bit too much on it there for Trey Garthen to get on the end of it, but the right idea.
86th minute now. As Birmingham trying to build once more. Dangerous ball there from Turnbull, almost intercepted.
Start to see, again, I mentioned the tired legs from Legion FC, and particularly at the back, right? You've got AJ Patterson, Van Mokavita, Jake Roof, Stephen Turnbull, who have all nearly played 270 minutes in the last 8 days. And you add in the humidity and the heat, you know, it doesn't make it any easier. But they're going to have to find a way to push through, not concede, to allow their teammates who have fresher legs, who have come on, to go and find a goal to tie this game and at least get away with a point.
Birmingham has made all 5 changes now. They have no more substitutions at their disposal. As Bravo could not keep that alive in front of his own bench. Anderson for Turnbull. As Birmingham try to push numbers forward once more. Turnbull down the line. Saucedo on the run. Green got there. Sent it out of play for a throw for the Legion. And another stoppage here, this time with Green, who's a bit slow to get up and might be cramping.
Yeah, you can kind of see his reaction as he comes down. He immediately grabs that hamstring, but right at the 87th minute, the beginning of the 88th minute was when this was stopped. So we're starting to see time add up very quickly as to how long Oakland is pulling time off the clock. There's another 30 seconds. So now we've talked about almost 90 seconds. We've made at least 8 or 9 subs in this half so far from both teams. So you would expect to see 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time as we round out our regular time. But again, Legion FC need to be very, very direct. They need to move the ball quickly, get into open positions to find opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net, which they have not had a ton of tonight.
Well weighted pass to Pasher over the top. Bravo takes it off him, but it's out for a Birmingham corner. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A, and a chance once more for Birmingham to get plenty of numbers forward.
Armanakis knows exactly what he's doing by running into that space. You have to give the guy taking the corner at least 10 yards to take it. But interestingly enough, so Oakland have only sent one. Now, that's exactly what I was going to say. When teams generally only send one, a lot of times we'll see...
Pasher, pretty good look all the way through traffic, and McIntosh at the very last pushes it wide.
Teams do just that. And they get an opportunity in a 2v1 situation to get a guy like Tyler Pasher with the ball on his left foot. And again, this touch right there gets it on his left foot, and he just goes and smashes it. But McIntosh, equal to the effort, makes a fantastic save, sees it all the way, and keeps the clean sheet for Oakland.
Turnbull tried to get on the end of that, ran out of real estate. Now some shoving breaks out just over the end line. Joshua Encarnacion quick to break things up.
There's a lot of Oakland players around the referee, and he's trying to tell him, you got to get away from me, get away from me. The referees have made it very clear that the captains are the ones that can speak to them unless it is them speaking directly to a player. You see Gibson is there just to make sure he knows what's going on. But Hackshaw took exception to that and has milked the clock quite a bit in this whole ordeal. So see how much time the referee puts up. He only puts up 5. I would have expected to maybe be a little bit higher, particularly with a lot of the extracurriculars there. And the ball's clearly gone, and Turnbull tries to do something, but Hackshaw, just walk away. No need to stand over the top of somebody in that situation. You've got 3 points. You don't want to risk getting a card or getting sent off or anything for something silly. But again, Oakland Roots doing a great job of milking the clock here and killing this game off to potentially get the first 3 points for Benny Failhopper.
Stoppage time brought to you by UAB Medicine is confirmed, as Morgan said, 5 minutes to close out the night here. Bravo and get it back into play. Already 1 minute of our minimum of 5 gone. Oakland just stoppage time left to try to see out a road result. What would be just their 4th victory of the year, their first under Benny Failhaber.
And it took a penalty for them to get the 3 points too. Again, it was they broke Legion FC down. Edwin Lazo, not the greatest night from him. Early card, 10 seconds in, and gives up the penalty, which is buried by Kai Green.
Alexiv back to Armanakis. Asnawi taken off it by Enzo Martinez. Martinez quickly plays out the direction of Salcedo. Can't quite run that down in front of Green. Again, time ticking away from the Legion. Oakland in no rush to get this ball back in play. Green lobs it back in. Turnbull the first head to it. Trey Garthen on. Trey Garthen keeps it through traffic, finds Turnbull. Turnbull serves. Hackshaw got a head to it. Flag up for offside. And how many more opportunities will Birmingham have to get forward here? Just a couple of minutes left. Even match most of the night. Credit the defensive organization of Oakland Roots, the team that came into the week having allowed the most goals of any team in the USL Championship. Have looked much more organized defensively in their third game under Benny Feilhaber. They've kept Birmingham at bay to this point. Turn, Tabor Itaka, well done to keep it in play. Tabor Itaka dispossessed by that slide tackle for a Birmingham throw. Tabor Itaka wastes no time taking. Roof. Back to the feet of the Cameroonian forward. His serve cut out by Hackshaw. Armanakis keeps it in play. Armanakis doesn't have much in the way of support, holds it up. Trying to hold it away from Kavita. He was the last man to touch it out. A throw for the Legion. So we're knocking on the door of the 95th minute. Salcedo. His serve partially blocked and cleared by Gagi. Just a matter of moments left for Birmingham to chase an equalizing goal. They scored at the death on a Wednesday to snatch 3 points from Sacramento, trying to snatch a point late tonight. Pasher on the run. We'll get there in front of Green, and it's blocked out for a Birmingham corner. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Everybody coming forward for Birmingham. That includes Matt Van Oekel, the goalkeeper, on what might be the final action of the night. Van Oekel in the attacking penalty area. Almost got on the end of that header. Cleared away by the Roots. Is there any time left? McElhatton's serve blocked. A second serve into a dangerous area. Hackshaw gets ahead to it. And McIntosh collides with two members of the Legion. It's a foul and a free kick for Oakland, and that might be it.
Just a gritty performance from Oakland, but you know, Legion FC will look at this as, you know, you played against a team who hadn't scored in over 350 minutes against you, and they beat you by a penalty. You miss a couple chances yourself. McIntosh, I think, had a great game. He made several saves tonight, several great saves tonight. But you know, Mark Briggs and Legion FC are going to look at this as 3 points missed.
Full-time whistle blows, and Oakland Roots come on the road. They get the job done. Benny Feilhaber has his first victory as the head coach of Oakland. That long ride back to Northern Cal, not replicated on the weekend. A game that was grinded out type of performance. Benny Feilhaber's group, again, solid in defense. And they figure out a way on the road to collect 3 points. Kennedy Baxter, down on the protective stadium turf, is standing by with Coach Feilhaber. Kennedy, take it away.
Congrats on a 1-0 win, 3 points on the road. When we talked at half, you said from your team you wanted to see more aggressiveness, and you said that you wanted to see them close off the space that Legion was creating. Did you feel like your team executed these things?
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent second half. I thought we started kind of like the way we ended the first half. forward-facing, forward runs, getting on the end of things, and that's how we create the action that leads to the penalty. A couple other chances that, we'd love to get a 2-0, but the resiliency to fight until the end. I mean, Birmingham gave and that.
And to wrap things up when we return Protective Stadium in just a moment.
What are you doing?
I'm installing fiber optic cables.
Why?
Fix problems before they happen.
Why?
Keep the power on.
Why?
So your night light can keep the monsters away.
There are monsters?
No, wait.
It's time to hammer down. Single game tickets on sale now. Get your tickets today.
Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama. Oakland Roots. It's East versus West showdown tonight. Get it done. Thousands of miles away from home. A 1-0 result goes the way of the Roots. And Oakland picks up their 4th win of the year. Blake Gardner, Morgan Copes, Kennedy Baxter here in Birmingham as we look at our final numbers from the nights. And Morgan, it was pretty even most of the night between these two sides. As you said, the penalty proves to be the difference, and for Birmingham, they just couldn't create a big-time goal-scoring opportunity late that would allow them to level this match.
Yeah, and they only attempted 6 shots in this game. That's their lowest total in a single match in the USL Championship so far this year. So Coach Phil Hopper gets 3 wins, a gritty performance from his unit tonight in the Roots, and they get a big 3 points for them as an organization.
No doubt about it. Oakland will take 3 points back with them to California as the schedule continues to pick up here in the month of June. Here's a look at what's coming up for Oakland. They're back at home for 3 consecutive. One of those games, the Jägermeister Cup game against Monterey Bay. And Detroit and Phoenix Rising come visit Oakland Coliseum to start the month of July. Meanwhile, for Birmingham Legion FC, they're back in Jaeger Cup play as well. Coming up next weekend on the road in Indiana to take on Indy 11. Winner of that contest will top the group in Jägermeister Cup play, and then Birmingham back to the Magic City to start the month of July to take on Charleston Battery on a Wednesday, July 2nd, 7 o'clock Central Time. Get your tickets to that match today, bhmlegion.com/tickets for that one. Fans on the field here at Protective Stadium, as is tradition here in the Magic City, but it's the Oakland Roots come away all smiles tonight. 1-0 victory over Birmingham Legion tonight. Glad you could join us for this one. Glad the fans down below could join us as well. All the thunderstorms that rolled through Birmingham earlier today didn't look like we were going to be able to start this game on time today, but we started just a few ticks past 7 o'clock Central Time. Players down below put on a show on a Saturday night here in the USL Championship. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Tight contest throughout. It was physical from the jump, but Difference in the night, the penalty slotted home by Kai Green, giving Oakland Roots a second-half lead, a lead they would never relinquish. Oakland Roots 1, Birmingham Legion 0. Thanks for watching our coverage of the USL Championship from the Magic City. For Morgan Copes, Kennedy Baxter, and our entire crew here in Birmingham, Alabama, I'm Blake Gardner saying so long for the Deep South. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you next time for another edition of USL Championship Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.